All right, this is part 2 of your introduction to maps. In our last video, we took a look at this big ancient civilization map, and we realized it was missing quite a few map features, like the title. And we remember that the title must show both the name of the place and the type of map. Our map shows the locations of these ancient civilizations and a timeline, telling us when these civilizations ruled. Today we're going to take it a step farther and continue to add more features to our map to make it easier to understand. Now we left off coloring the Aztec civilization. I color coded it in my legend and I colored it on the map. But it's still missing something that could make it easier for people to identify. Think for a second. What could I add to the map to make the Aztec civilization more noticeable for the reader? If you were thinking of labels, you're correct. If I add the words Aztec off to the side and draw a little line, it makes it more noticeable for the reader who's studying the map. This can really help us. How do we label if we can't write directly on the spot? Like you can see here, this space is too small for me to write the word Aztec over that spot. So we draw a little line off to the side and write it off to the edge. I want you to go ahead and do the same thing now on your map. Draw a little line off to the side and write the word Aztec now. Okay, now there's something else I would like to add to the map to make it a little better. I'd like to add a symbol for cities. How do you think we could do that? Think for a minute. I'm going to add a legend, and then in the legend I'm going to use a symbol to represent a city. Watch me first. Okay, so I've just added a legend to the bottom of my map, and inside the legend I put a little dot to represent a specific city. Then you can see up on top of my map, I put this little dot on the country of Italy, and I've labeled it Rome. Now you might stop and think, wait a second. I thought I saw Rome down here as a civilization. We have the ancient Roman Empire and we have the city of Rome. How are they different? Well, there's actually a big difference. The ancient civilization of Rome conquered a large amount of territory, but the headquarters was in this specific city, and this specific city is actually still here today. Let's just stop and think for a minute. Entertain this idea with me. Let's say that we were part of the Olathian Empire. Now we live in the city of Olathe, but let's say the Olathian Empire decided that we were going to take over Overland Park. And then we thought, why not? Let's take over Lenexa. And then while we're at it, let's take over Gardner. And before you know it, our city of Olathe has expanded and our empire has conquered all of these surrounding cities. Now our headquarters, our main city, is still the city of Olathe, but we've conquered more land. That's how it worked with Rome. The city was here on the peninsula of Italy, but they ended up conquering tons of extra territory, and that's what was considered the ancient Roman Empire that you see down here. So that's why we want to designate a little dot to represent the city, and then we'll color in all of the territory they conquered to represent the empire of ancient Rome. Okay, I want you to take a look at page H19, and I want you to read about the locator map. Read this silently to yourself. Now that you know what a locator map is, why don't you think we need one on this map? Think about that for a minute. If you said because a locator map shows the exact location on the globe, and this is already the whole globe, you're right. We don't need a locator map on this one.